So that's security breach gameplay? Whoa, okay. Generic Control to that goes. We're back with some more Five Nights at Freddy's Game Theory videos. Today we're doing Game Theory 3 new FNAF security breach theories, which that's weird that they're doing 3 different theories in one video. I'm not really sure. Maybe they were just too short to make it a standalone video without fluffing it up, which, you know what, that's actually kind of cool if he did it that way. I'd really appreciate that. You can check my reaction to last week's video where we might know the actual name of the crying child. I'll leave it right up there. I'll also get a link down below in the description. I'm also going to place my channel with all the other Five Nights at Freddy Game Theory videos, going in chronological order, including some of the science of FNAF videos, which are been really interesting that actually don't exist anymore. Also, I'll be live streaming today at 5 p.m. with my Pokemon Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke. I started it last week and lost last week because I kept running into legendary Pokemons at random, and the gym was absolutely insane. The VOD is up on my gaming channel. I might make a shorter condensed video and upload on this channel or the gaming channel as well, but it was just absolutely insane. You do not want to miss it. It is pure chaos. It was a great stream. It was hilarious. Had some awesome moments. I highly recommend it. Also, like I said, I read every single comment, leave them down below. But let's go ahead and jump into 3 new FNAF security breach series. Also, shout out to the patrons. I almost forgot to thank them because I really could not do this if it wasn't for them. $3 a month get you all my reaction videos a day early. Like I said, I could not do it without them. I'm completely against paywalls. Thank you everybody that watched these videos. I hope you're subscribed to see those future ones. But let's go ahead and jump into 3 new FNAF security breach theories.
Ladies and gentlemen,
also,
today we're
apparently,
Game Theory's 10th
in FNAF
anniversary
4
month.
VR
Yes,
code, it's named Evan's Room.
April 18th will officially mark 10 years since the first episode of Game Theory was uploaded. For
Wow.
context, my debut was the same year that everyone fell in love with a Pop-Tart cat flying through space, and Rebecca Black's Friday was the most watched video on YouTube.
You know, I've never
Yet we're
actually
still called
seen
in the good old days. Anyway,
I've never
to
actually
celebrate
seen the
channel
music
being
video for
older
that.
than dirt, all month long we'll be doing special events like
My channel was
remastering an old
really
theory or
old
two, giving you a
until it got
behind-the-scenes
deleted by
look at what it
YouTube.
actually takes to do these things in
Still wanna know why.
2021, and capping it all off with a live stream celebration
That's
on
cool.
April 30th to thank you guys for an
That's
unreal
cool.
decade of over-analysis. There's also a commemorative 10th anniversary gold foil
That
shirt
is
filled with
kinda
Easter eggs
sick.
from the past 10 years of episodes if you want to celebrate alongside us.
That
That's
is
available
sick.
right
I
now
love
below this
the
video
color
and
scheme.
only until the end of the month. So if you're interested,
I've
grab
heard
it
good things
before
about the
it's gone.
merch.
As for today's episode, well, it wouldn't be an anniversary of this channel without an episode about FNAF.
Yeah.
And what better way to cover our
Is that the
longest
actual
running
upload date?
series
No, it
than
doesn't.
doing it rewind style?
Oh yeah, that's hot.
Not
God.
that rewind. I'm
Rewind.
talking about editing
I remember
it
when
and
it used
all
to be
the
good.
styles that we've had across the 10 years
Wait,
of this
all of them?
channel. So without further ado, let's talk about new developments in FNAF in game theory styles through the ages.
That's actually kind of sick. So he's gonna do it in all the different ways, and this is gonna be a mashup of all the intros. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's how I do transition. Little glitch. I've only seen a few of these.
Hello Internet, welcome to Game Theory, gaming's tangential learning experience. In the past few months, we've gotten a lot of new FNAF content. A
Have we?
gameplay trailer for Security
Oh,
Breach
oh,
dropped,
that's what it
2
looks
new
like?
books that I haven't talked about
I actually
yet, and
did
there
a
was even
song called
bunch
Left
of images
Behind. I'm
from
gonna
the
record it
game
after this
revealed
video,
as part
but
of
it showed me live
charity
yesterday.
stream. And sometimes, dear Webiverse, you
So,
have
be on the lookout for
ideas,
that one.
random thoughts that are floating around your head, but not enough
Well,
to
it's
make a
already
full
out,
theory
so.
out of. Maybe enough for a game hypothesis, perhaps, but not so
What I
much
said
for
in the
a
intro.
fully fledged theory. So today I'm gonna nab those little theory
So
nuggets
this is how they
hanging
used
around
to
my
be.
head and serve them up on a delicious platter for you to munch on. In true
He-
Fazbear Frights
okay,
fashion,
illustrated
I'm
the
gonna present
words,
to
kind
you
of.
3 mini theories covering the upcoming security breach, the twists I expect that we'll see in the game, and where the franchise might be headed next. Because I think
That's
the
a Porsche.
information is starting to leak out. With
Got
delays
Carrera.
in this new game causing it to lag behind, I think other parts of the franchise, especially the books, are starting to surge
What is
ahead
that
and might
cover?
already be giving us clues as to life after the breach. So without any further ado, hop aboard, friendos, because this theory train is about to leave the station. Woo! Woo!
That's wild. Slideshow
Theory
era.
number
Oh, this
one,
is the puppet era,
Glamrocks are
which is him.
secretly toy animatronics. Recently, my good friend Dawko held a 24-hour
Oh, it's
charity
Dawko?
stream
Okay.
benefiting the World Wildlife Fund, which, first off, congratulations to him to reaching his goal.
That's
The
a
reason
lot
I
of
bring the
money.
stream up here, though, is that as Dawko crossed different donation milestone goals, he was able to unlock screenshots from the upcoming Security Breach game, which, by the end, amounted to 20 images in total. And while
Huh.
most of them are just better angles of places that we saw in the recent gameplay trailer, there were a few that had details that really stood out. First was confirmation that Bonnie appears to be in the game in the form of Bonnie Mole. Whether Bonnie is physically in the game or if this is just an Easter egg reference is unclear, but it's a huge detail because up to this point, Bonnie has been absent from all the imagery of the Glamrock animatronics,
so maybe she's not actually
seemingly
physically
replaced
there.
by the newcomer Montgomery Gator. It had led everyone, myself included, to think that the game was just pulling a sister location where, if you'll remember, Chica was actually absent from the Funtime lineup, replaced by new characters like Baby and Ballora. But nope, Bonnie is here at the Pizzaplex. If not physically, then at the very least from a lore perspective, leaving the only missing face from the core 4 to be Foxy. And we'll get back to that in a minute. Other interesting
Foxy seems to be one of the most
what appears to be
ones.
inside of Montgomery Gator's mouth. And while this certainly could be a walkway to a different part of his Gator Golf section of the restaurant, considering we see decorative heads on the walls and different photos from the stream, the view from inside this mouth just doesn't line up for me. It feels too high up to be a walkway, too closed of a mouth to have humans walking through it like they'd be walking through a golf course.
Maybe that's where the water's flowing out of. I don't know.
This is a bit of a long shot. Could this be an indication that we're actually going to be riding inside of Monty at some point in this game? It might seem outlandish, but it actually fits with what's already been leaked out about this
crazy
title. In case you weren't aware, Funko Pop leaked out this statue of Security Breach, where we see our character Gregory hiding inside of Glamrock Freddy, indicating that at least one of the animatronics, Freddy himself, will be working alongside us to survive against Vanny the Killer Rabbit. So why not the other animatronics too? Looking at the characters side by side, we see that both Freddy and Monty seem to have a similar build and the same flip-open chest cavity. And consider this, we're stuck in the Pizzaplex, meaning that we'll presumably need ways to unlock different sections as the night goes on. And you can only get to like their area. One way to do that is by unlocking new abilities from the animatronics themselves.
Or only he's allowed to get into his section.
That Monty is able to break through
chain link Security Breach gameplay?
Maybe instead of him using that ability to chase us,
but they're friendly?
Inside of him using it to access new parts of the park. Kind of like Zelda, except, you know, animatronic
Never played Zelda. New game just came out.
It's a bit of a long shot, but admittedly it'd be a pretty interesting gameplay mechanic that kind of aligns with stuff that we think we know about this new title, so just saying. However, the biggest reveal came with the last picture, where we see a shattered version of Glamrock Chica abandoned in what's labeled the
destroyed.
And while that alone alludes to some darker sections of the game, it's how she's dismantled that I wanted to call attention to.
Is Mango going to be down there or something?
Has no beak. And as anyone who's been on this 6-year ride alongside me might remember, Chica missing her beak in this series is a big deal. Way back in the days of FNAF 4,
Scott was like, why would
to draw our attention to Toy Chica missing her beak.
Yeah,
so,
why?
Completely out of nowhere, Scott emailed me saying, clue. During the minigames in FNAF 4, why would the tiny toy Chica be missing her beak?
Oh my god,
I don't know.
In the asset, you see Chica's beak lying on the ground.
But no one ever paid attention to it.
So many memories coming back from that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a cool stream and such a cool day. Anyway, the missing beak is a reference to two things. In FNAF 4, there's a tiny toy Chica with a beak that's lying on the ground, which itself is a reference to way back in FNAF 2, where the new version of Chica at the time, dubbed Toy Chica, would lose her beak when she went on the attack.
Which is terrifying.
So to see Glamrock Chica here missing her beak seems
it seems like a lot of her face.
Suggesting that she is none other than a reskinned version of the toy animatronic dating back to FNAF 2. And while that might seem like
maybe
a leap
some are
in
good and
logic,
some are bad.
the closer you look, the more this seems to be the case. Look at the similarities in the face shape, eye size, and hair feathers between Toy Chica and Glamrock Chica. Same round head, same slimmer body shape. Heck, if we're truly getting old school with it, let's count fingers and toes, friends.
Oh God,
4 fingers and 3 toes on Glamrock Chica. Just like the 4 fingers and 3 toes on Toy Chica, which, mind you, is not the same as every other iteration of Chica. Even the material that she's made out of appears to be the same. That hardened, glossy outer shell that would crack and shatter rather than rip or tear or mold like you see with the other old versions of the animatronics. Want even more proof? Remember how I said that Foxy isn't present in this game yet? Well, you know the only animatronic without a toy version? Foxy. It was true in FNAF 2, no toy Foxy. It was true in the FNAF 4 minigame. Bonnie, Chica,
wasn't it one of the books? One of the characters wanted like a stuffed Foxy or something?
These are indeed
the brother?
reskinned toy animatronics. There's no toy Foxy. Follow the missing Foxy, my friends. Follow the Foxy. Now, why would this matter? Well, it actually matters a lot. If you
the fact that they added this video in 3 different styles is
actually meant to be friendlies to children. You don't have to take my word for it. Let's listen to another blast from the past explain it.
They've spent a small fortune on these new animatronics. Facial recognition.
I really wonder what kind of animating software they use for this.
Some kind of criminal database. So
they use animating, right?
A mile away. Someone may have tampered awkward with their facial recognition systems. The characters have been acting very unusual, almost aggressive toward the staff.
Almost?
They interact with the kids just fine, but when they encounter an adult, they just stare.
They interact with kids just fine. The
But
reason
they
they
stare
attack
at
us in the
adults.
game is that we're an adult. A security guard
You
that
don't know
looks
that.
an awful lot like William Afton. But kids
You think
are
I'm
fine.
you think I'm an
Again,
adult?
If Security Breach is all about animatronics helping Gregory against the threat of Vanny, this makes perfect lore sense. Gregory is a kid. The toy animatronics are designed to protect kids. Coincidence? I think not. Between the
that can
visual
make sense.
similarities, the missing Foxy, and the lore connections, I think that this one might just be a slam dunk. But hey,
possible.
that's just a theory.
Given
My
everything that we
first theory
know-
of the day, we've still got 2 more to cover.
Puppet era
Theory
dual
number 2,
channel.
Elizabeth Afton is the real villain. Over in Bookland,
Wait, dual
things
channel,
are
like
getting
dual channel
weird,
audio?
which, you know, when it
Someone
comes
hear
to
me
a
dip
series
both my
where a
ears,
rotting
like,
flesh suit filled with
individually?
robot spaghetti is normal, is saying a lot. We'll get around to me being impregnated by a video game and giving birth to a baby rabbit in the next mini theory, but first, I wanted to touch on a security breach theory
I hope
that I've
he's
been
kidding.
banging on for about a month now. The fact that we'll need to redeem Vanny
Oh,
the
God.
killer for some sort of good ending in this game. I feel like
Good
the evidence
ending?
for this has been pretty convincing thus far. Her being called a reluctant follower in FNAF VR's audio recordings, the fact that in FNAF AR we have a series of emails from a character named Ness, as in Vanessa, Vanny,
or Ness as
actively
the character
searching
from
for such contradictory terms
Smash
as
Bros,
help and how
which
to
is
induce
from another
compliance
game.
of human subjects, indicating Glitch Trap's control over her is not complete and she's trying to escape his grasp. There's more, but I've covered all that in much more detail in a previous theory.
Which,
Suffice
yes.
it to say, I feel good about that theory as
That was
it
a couple
applies
weeks
to
ago.
security breach.
Yeah.
But now we're getting even more evidence from outside of the games via the most recent Fazbear Frights book, The Cliffs.
The
At
Cliffs.
this point, we're at book number 7, so you're probably
That's
aware of how
wild.
these things work. 3 short horror stories set in various corners of the FNAF universe, followed by an epilogue that continues an ongoing narrative about a creature named the Stitch Wraith.
Wait,
It's
is
got
that
telling
still
us
what
that
every single
details from
book
these
talked about, the
stories will
Stitch
give
Wraith?
clarity to the lore of the games. So what's new this month? In the latest epilogue, we have a lot of
Does it
things
drop
going
these every
on.
month?
William Afton, having just spontaneously exploded his body in a previous story, now possesses a bunch of trash and machine parts. He's basically acting like a vacuum, sucking in
Kinda reminds me of
everything
Red
around
vs.
him
Blue
to
a little
create,
bit.
no joke, a giant 15-foot tall trash rabbit that the book calls the Afton Amalgamation.
That's
And if
actually
you
kinda
think
sick.
that sounds weird, yes. Now, I am not going to sit here and say that we will at some point in this series be forced to fight a giant trash
I hope
bunny
not.
possessed by a serial killer.
That's like
No,
2
the reason
Joel
I bring
Embiids.
trash
I'm
Afton
good.
up is that what he does in the book seems relevant to our ongoing Vanny theory. Quote again, "The problem was that when the trash monster stabbed the detective, it infected him with the spirit of the horrible man who
what?
animated it. For sure, Afton's spirit would fill the detective with evil, but what if it did more than that? What if it killed him? Jake had to get the infection out. Afton, at this point in the lore, is just an infection, a virus that
And he's
needs
just
to be
being
extracted
spread,
in order
Norton.
to save the host's body, and it can be transferred just by a touch or a small wound. And so yet again, we get even more evidence for innocent people getting Afton infused into their bodies and needing to be cleansed, just like I've been predicting with Vanny this whole time. But there's another reason that I want to talk about this epilogue. Sure, the main action of the story is focused around our heroic detective teaming up with the Stitch Wraith to use the screaming mask
Get out of
puppet
here.
to destroy the
Get out of here,
giant
puppet.
Afton trash bunny, which is every bit a fever dream insane as it sounds. But while
Yeah,
all of
that's-
this chaos
that
is
is
going on,
insane.
there's someone else running around controlling things behind the scenes. Baby.
gonna say, here's a
Throughout
whole
battle,
other
we
theory
continuously
coming.
catch short glimpses of a long-necked female animatronic. This, my friends, is Baby. The long neck is actually a callback to book 1 of the series and her story to be beautiful. Anyway, she fuses up with the Afton amalgamation until they start using the puppet mask against it, at which point she pieces out. And it's only then,
So the
after
puppet
she
mask?
leaves, that Afton loses. We get confirmation of this in the final sentences of the story. One final quote: "The awful man's spirit wasn't as powerful as it had pretended to be. Afton's spirit was barely hanging on to this reality. Something besides Afton had been
What's keeping it
controlling
there?
the trash rabbit. And whatever it was worse. The real threat
It was
here
worse?
wasn't Afton at all, it was Baby. She's the one at the end of the story who escapes to fight another day. She's the one who leaves the cliffhanger. And that, my friends, is weird. Let me explain myself. I think everyone, Scott included based on his Reddit posts, was surprised when Security Breach didn't come out last year. And just like the Marvel Cinematic
Wait, he was
Universe,
surprised?
when you have an elaborate connected lore, release dates lining up matters a lot. Except for one problem. When the
Oh.
ship is already sailing and there are so many companies and moving pieces and agreements involved, changing launch dates becomes really hard and potentially really expensive. To my knowledge, the book release dates never really shifted despite the game getting delayed. So could this epilogue be a preview of what's coming after Security Breach? Think about it. In the Stitch Wraith story,
I guess it doesn't really matter
because they're like Security Breach. Loosely connected, acting like a virus infecting someone. In this case, Vanny, who then needs to be cleansed. But then Fazbear Frights effectively ends Afton's story. It outright calls him weak. He's defeated by the mask, and it sets up Baby to become the ongoing big bad moving forward. What I'm saying is that what if this book was supposed to come after Security Breach had been released? But now, because of the game's delay, we're getting a preview of what it's setting up moving forward. In the trailer for Security Breach, we get this line.
There is more going on here than you realize.
Maybe there really are some new tricks up this game's sleeve.
Probably, yeah.
What could Baby be working
I don't know. I'm about to react to that FNAF song. I think it's Security Breach song. Modern
theory
era?
Number 3,
okay.
The Body Snatchers. And now it's time for Matt Pat's final thought. Or final theory, I suppose. Man, those were really cringy for those first couple episodes. Why did I think that was a good idea? Anyway, I'll keep this one a bit shorter since the episode's getting long, but basically at this point we've got ourselves 21 short
sometimes
stories
things don't work out, sometimes
and
they do.
Everything from haunted animals to killer dolls to deadly video games. But there's one consistent theme across a shocking number of these stories. Body snatching. In book number 1, we have To Be Beautiful, where Baby steals a human girl's body piece by piece so she can take over her identity. In book number 2, we have Lonely Freddy, where a boy is lured to the back of a Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria and mind swapped
that was the one with
so
the Foxy
AI can go out into the real world posing as him. In book number 3, we have Room for One More, where mini Renas shove themselves into a security guard's stomach so they can escape out into the surface world. A very direct parallel to the sister location ending. Book number 5 has In the Flesh, where fine, I'll talk about this one. A male game designer, after a series of events, literally gives birth to a physical form of glitch trap by slicing him out of his own impregnated stomach. And of course, the game designer is named Matt. The guy is also a supreme jerk to everyone else throughout the story. So thanks a lot, Scott. Very subtle. Didn't know you felt that level of hostility toward me. But again,
he didn't do that, did he?
Humans to escape out into the real world,
to
become real, or outright posing as their identity. And last, but probably most explicitly,
or is this going to be like some kind of thing where everyone is an animatronic?
In which,
in real life,
I'm going to tell you what happens in the story, and you're not going to believe me, but this is what happens in this story. A cult-like science club experiments using a substance called Faz-goo. The experiment involves the students pulling out one of their own teeth and feeding it to the goo, which then connects a gooey tendril to their finger. We eventually learn that the goo is draining the students' organs and bones in order to grow into a perfect clone of the original host. It is
by the tooth?
odd, and it really feels like it's pushing the limits of what can and can't exist in the FNAF universe.
Is this all the science just kind of like,
recycling the same ideas
family?
For horror stories
Probably,
in a series that
maybe?
now has an enormous number of installments and is in constant need of new content? Absolutely. But it is the strongest recurring theme in the book series.
It's wanting to be human,
coupled with
making robots and making them human, creating humans.
Like it could very well be the next logical step for the game.
You're
Think
creepy.
of it like prop hunt for FNAF. Who's real and who isn't? You don't know. You gotta figure it out. We've exhausted what one killer can do, so why not an army of killers? Besides, animatronics posing as real people is already something that Sister Location opened the door to, so if you have the ability to infect the masses, that's a new direction to take things, I guess.
Jesus.
I'm just saying, we've had bad animatronics, looks like we'll have good animatronics, we've had people stuffed inside animatronics.
Now we're gonna have bad
animatronics
people.
Stuffed inside people. Now in the books, we're on a regular basis having animatronics turning into people.
And you're also gonna have bad
why
people.
Not an army of AIs inhabiting flesh-stolen suits?
Or
and if
infected
I'm right, and Baby
with
is
Afton.
indeed filling the villain role for the series moving forward, seems like the sort of thing that she'd totally be into. Skin suits helped her escape Sister Location. She is literally able to be a body double for the protagonist Charlie in the original novel series. She's not a killer like her dad, she's a copier. A girl who's upset about dying young and losing her humanity early. So why not try to regain it back while creating an army of body snatchers to come along with you?
But what about the infected part?
That's just a theory. Game theory.
3 little mini game theories
for 10 years.
I wonder how many of those
By the
are
way,
real.
Theorists, if you're worried about some creepy animatronic possessing
Oh
you
god,
through
it's
your
gonna be
screen,
VPN, it's
then
gonna be
you'll
Nord.
really love our sponsor for today's episode, NordVPN.
NordVPN.
With Nord, you can rest easy.
They like to play music in the background of those, so shout out to them for supporting the series and all of that. And you could definitely you watch the original video down below, and if you are interested in getting a VPN, like he said. I just don't want to have to deal with a massive music corporation that literally last week copyright claimed another one of my videos the moment it went live instead of when I uploaded it because they played a little reindeer game. So I'm just not taking the chance. I apologize for that. I really hope you enjoyed this video, though. It's kind of crazy that this was like a 10-year anniversary of Game Theory. I remember having an old channel. My old channel, like, it still had favorites and stuff, and that was crazy. And then it got deleted by YouTube, and I still do not know why. They still never told me why. That happened 3 years ago. I've managed to rebuild the channel to what it is today, thanks to my amazing viewers and all the support. And I thank you so much for allowing me, giving me a chance by watching this video. Hopefully I made you smile. Hopefully I made you laugh. Hopefully I made your day a tiny little better. Like I said, I'll be live streaming today at 5 p.m. playing my Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke randomizer. It's crazy. It's chaos. Definitely stop by. I don't know what the start is going to be. I don't know how it's going to be. Last time my rival had a Latios. Very first Pokemon battle, and I was fighting a Latios. So that was terrifying. But I really, really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I can make your day a tiny little better. This was interesting to say the very least. I wonder how accurate these are, but well, I guess we'll find out in the future. I read every single one of your comments, so leave some down below. But until next video, take care, and cue the music.